Then it gets too far on that end. Welcome back, Guardians fans. We're here for the second game of the day against the Milwaukee Admirals. We're about to get things rolling here in the first period. Admirals win the draw. They bring it into the neutral zone. That's picked off by Algram. Algram now circles back in his own zone. He starts to skate through neutral ice. He's got one guy to beat. He takes it to the outside. He takes a shot, hits a goal in the head. Backhanded by Barr. That goes wide. Barr now battling behind the net. Puck comes over to the sidewall. They throw it to the defense. Higgy then grabs it. He's able to get it back down deep. Campbell trying to hold his own. Higgy now throws it deep, wraps around all the way behind the net. Barr chasing behind. He goes down. Admirals now throw it up the wall. Guardians now trying to regroup. He's taken down. Algram picks up the puck. He's got a lane to the middle. He passes it over to Campbell. Campbell then circles around, goes around behind the net. Battling down here on the half wall. Algram's trying to pick that puck up. Campbell with it. He now shoots. That's deflected out front. Puck loose. Admirals shoot it out to the sideboards. That's picked up by Lynette. Lynette now battling down in the corner. He's got it behind the net. He puts it out front. That's loose. That comes to Higgy. Higgy steps up. He gets it. He passes over to Lynette. And Lynette now in the corner. He passes out front. Puck goes right through the crease over into the far corner. Puck now comes. He passes it over to Morvacek. Morvacek then passes to Lynette. Lynette tries to get it to the middle, but that's broken up by the Admirals. Now Campbell, he's tripped up. Admirals now have it. And they throw it all the way down the ice. And that's going to be an icing. Face-off will come back into the Guardian zone. Or sorry, the Admiral zone. That's one over to Campbell. Campbell now passes it back to Higgy. Higgy takes a couple steps, shoots it on net, deflected out front, and that goes wide. Puck goes back to the point. Simonson then brings it back to center. He centers the pass. Algram can't hold on to it. And Admirals are now starting to come back through the other way. They pass center ice. Now they get into the Guardian zone. He chips it over, tries to get over, but that's broken up by Campbell. Campbell now has room to skate. He's going through the neutral zone. He then loses it. Puck goes into the far corner. And they throw it up to the half wall. Admirals now centering pass. That's a little long, picked up by Higgy. Higgy then skates it to the outside. He gets that poked away. Simonson comes over to help out. He's now circling back, trying to look for the cross-ice pass. That goes to Amos. Amos now trying to get control of it in the neutral zone. He passes it over to O'Brien. O'Brien then tries to shove it, but that's intercepted. Admirals then bounce it off the boards. Higgy picks it up in his own zone. He's skating around. He passes it up to O'Brien, but he's picked up by the Admirals. Admirals now trying to get it into the zone. They dump it in down deep. Simonson goes into the corner to retrieve it. He throws it up to the half wall. And that moves up to Amos. Amos then trying to get it to O'Brien. O'Brien now enters the zone. He toe drags, but he gets that poked away. Now Barr picks up the puck. That's poked away to Cronlund. Cronlund then gets it poked away. Now Morvacek's going to pick it up. He's going to skate around one guy and then go cross ice to Katava. Katava now the lane in the middle. He passes over, takes a shot. That's sealed up by the goaltender. Face off in the Admiral zone. That's won by the Guardians. Barr picks it up. He comes around one guy. He passes it over, trying to get it to Cronlund. That's a little long. Guardians pick it up in the corner. They pass it out to Cronlund. Cronlund now steps around one guy. And he passes back down into the corner. Cronlund now stepping up to hold the blue line. Does a great job. He passes it over to Barr. Barr's over on the far side. He's trying to get it back down deep. He circles around. He's going to come back. He's looking. He's trying to get it into the middle. He then passes it behind the net to his teammate, and that's covered up by the goaltender. Another face-off in the Admiral zone. Algrim in to take the draw. That's one back to Higgy. Higgy then throws it in deep. Campbell now with the puck. He's looking to center. Skates it around the net. He's got two guys on him. He cuts back the other way. He cuts now. He gets it down in the middle, but that's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now are skating it out of their zone. Higgy now trying to push him to the outside, and that puck goes into the far corner. Higgy then pokes it away. He picks it up. He throws it up the boards, but that's intercepted by the Admirals. So that puck scoots out to Campbell. Then he passes it up to Algrim. He's not able to hold it and goes into the Admiral zone. Now it goes to Lynette. Lynette now with it. He's skating it in, going around behind the net, but then the puck comes the other way, picked up by the Admirals. They're now starting to skate it out of their zone. They pass it up to their winger. He now passes it over cross ice. Cronlin's there to break that up. He picks it up. He starts to skate it around his own net. That comes up to Lynette. Lynette then passes it over to Algrim. Great breakout. Algrim now skating in the zone. He cuts back to the middle. He's got some room. Takes a shot. That's deflected. Lynette tries to get in there. That's deflected wide. Admirals now pick it up. They start to skate it out of their zone. They pass it into the middle of the ice. Tava's just off the bench trying to get him. They dump it deep into the zone. Moravicek now skating around his own net. He passes it up to Campbell. Campbell then picks it up on the half wall. He's trying to get it out. He's taken down. Now Amos picks it up. He scoots it around the defense and out of the zone, forcing the Admirals to regroup. They go D to D. They then pass it up. They can't handle it. Comes back to Cronlin. Cronlin steps around one guy. He then goes cross ice to O'Brien. O'Brien now toe drags. Gets it on net. Puck's loose. Puck's now behind the net. They rim it all the way around. Defense is going to pinch. He throws it back in deep. Now Admirals pick it up in the corner and they throw it back down the wall. Admirals then go cross ice. Cronlin's there. He's got one guy. He circles back. He goes down. O'Brien now picks it up. He's able to get it out of the zone. He's tripped. They're going to call a penalty on that. It's a 2-minute penalty for tripping on the Admirals. Guardians will have an opportunity here as they go on the power play. Face-off is directly behind this lovely pole. That goes over to Heggie. Heggie now takes a shot. That's a goal! Pass over to Heggie. Not sure who passed it because of the pole. But Heggie's able to pass it. Deflects off the goalie and up into the upper left corner. That's 1-0 Guardians. Guardians win the draw, back to Higgy. Higgy then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now entering the zone. He's taking it to the outside. He's now starting to skate it along the boards behind the net. He's look at it to Simonson. Simonson then throws it back in deep into the zone to Campbell. Campbell takes a shot. That's deflected. Comes back out to Simonson. Simonson now stepping into the middle of the ice. He's going to try to get a shot. He passes over to Barr. Barr shoots. That just goes wide. Now Campbell picks it up. He lofts it over. That hops over the stick. Barr's got it. He passes under the middle, but that's deflected out by defenseman. Barr now battling behind the net. Campbell home to help out. Sorry, that's Algrim. Algrim's in helping out. He gets in front. Backhands it. Just goes wide. Barr now goes in the corner to get it. He cuts back. He tries to throw it. He gets it to Algrim. Algrim now with the puck. He passes it over to... That's a shot on net. Barr now retrieves it behind the net. And they ice the puck. A lot of pressure being put on by the Guardians this first period. The Admirals in desperation just have to fire that puck all the way down the ice. That brings the face-off back into their zone. Puck's won. O'Brien comes in to help out. Battle here right on the blue line. And that kicks out. Moravicek comes back to pick that puck up. He circles around. He goes around one guy. He then backhands it up, but that's deflected. Now Admirals have a guy right in front of the net. He steps around, scores. One hockey game. Face-offs won by the Guardians. Higgy now picks it up. He's got speed. He's coming right through the middle of the ice. That's then poked away by the fence, pull over into the corner. Guardians now battling for possession in their zone. Simonson gets it. He's able to keep it in. That's come around the net now, behind the net, trying to get it out front. Still with the puck. He gets it out front. That's deflected out by an Admiral. Defense, Simonson pinches, still inside the zone. Now Admirals are finally able to get it out. They're now coming through the center ice. They're going to be way off sides. Face-off will be outside the Guardian zone. That's won by the Admirals back to their defense. They then dump it in down deep. That goes to Simonson. Simonson goes D to Heggie. Heggie then moves it up to Campbell. Campbell now skating it through center ice. He gains the zone. He's to the outside. He passes it over to the middle. That goes right through the crease area. Now picked up in the corner by Lynette. Lynette now pushes out. Admirals come out with it. They're coming through center ice. They pass it into the middle. Defense able to poke that away, and then it's picked up by Algrim. Algrim then loses it in front of the net, but it's picked up by Higgy. Higgy now skating on his zone. He passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now entering his zone. He takes toe drag, passes it over to the middle. They're not able to connect. Pass goes all the way through to the half wall. Picked up by Algrim. Algrim now skating towards the net. Puck's loose. He takes a shot. That goes wide. So battling here on the half wall. The Admirals now pick it up. They try to pass it over. That's blocked. Then it's picked up by Simonson. Simonson then throws it to Campbell. Campbell now entering the Admiral zone. He skates into the middle of the ice. They're on sides. He gets a shot, and that's into the chest of the goaltender, and he's able to seal it up. Faceoff's drawn all the way out of the zone. Moravicek has to get back. He passes out in front. That's a shot saved by Wall. They're able to get the rebound, and that's goal number 2. Moravicek was trying to get that puck over, and it's intercepted right in front of the net, and they're able to get it in, take a shot, and then get their own rebound. That puts the Admirals up by 1. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first period. Puck's one to the half wall. Moravicek now picks it up. He's starting to skate it into the zone. That's stopped up. Now Katava picks it up. He's trying to get it. He has that puck stripped away. Admirals are now coming back the other way. Campbell's just out of the box, and he's able to pick that off. He's now moving into the far corner. He's skating it around the net, trying to get it into the middle. Puck's loose in front of the net. That goes out behind. Barr's trying to get control of that puck. Admirals then throw it out to Cronlund. Cronlund then throws it back in deep into the zone, and that ends up coming out. Moravicek comes back to pick it up. He throws it up to Algrim. Algrim now circling around. He steps around one guy. He's get over the red line. He's now entering the zone. He gets that picked away, but Campbell's able to pick it up. Puck's now loose in front of the net and gets kicked out in the corner. Campbell picks it up. He's trying to get it out front. He's being mobbed by 2 guys. Algrim picks it out in front. That puck's right in front, and goalie's able to seal it up. Puck's battling right out front. Lynette trying to get his backhand to the net. Campbell now picks it up. He skates around, cuts back the other way. He's now behind the net. He's trying to get it front. He tries to wrap around. Puck's in front. That just shoots wide through the crease. Now picked up by the Admirals. They pass it in the middle. That's intercepted by Simonson. Simonson has a lane to the net. He takes a shot, and that's gloved by the goaltender. Face-off taken by the Admirals. They're now skating down the far side. Higgy's hustling back, trying to keep it to the outside. They then shoot it on net. That goes wide into the far corner. Now Katava's trying to beat the defense. He pokes it around. That goes all the way down into the Admiral zone. The Admiral's able to pick that out. They come back the other way. He passes it up. That's intercepted by Higgy. Higgy now dumps it in deep. Guardians go in the chase. Admirals pick it up behind their net. He's trying to go D to D. Doesn't get much on it. Guardians are there trying to hold. That kicks out to Simonson. Simonson now trying to hold the blue line. He gets it, fires it towards net. That's deflected out by an Admiral defender. The Admirals now pick up the puck, skate it behind their own net, and then pass through the middle. That's deflected off a skate and goes deep in behind their own net. They then pass it over to the half wall. That's intercepted by O'Brien. O'Brien now skates it around. He's going to go behind the net. So they're going to cut back, tries to wrap around. That's going to be sealed up by the goaltender. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first period. Face-off's drawn to the half wall. Guardians then pick it up. That comes out to Cronlund. Cronlund's starting to move up. He dumps it back in deep to his winger. They're now skating around. He tries to get it in the middle, but that's deflected back in the corner. Now picked up. He steps around one guy. Now skating around behind the net. Passes out front. That's deflected out behind. Now Barr picks it up. He's got it. He's trying to get in the middle. He goes down. He's still battling for that puck. That kicks around to Campbell. Campbell now with it. He passes it back in deep to Barr. Barr now battling front. He tries to get it out, but that's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now step around Barr and pass it D to D. Then they pass it out of the zone, and they're moving through the neutral zone. Cronlund's trying to keep him to the outside. They pass it. That's intercepted. Kicked out of the way by Moravicek. Now Algram with the puck, trying to get it up the half wall, and that's taken away by the Admirals. They then pass it into the middle. That's not successful, goes all the way through. Campbell now picks it up. He's skating it all the way through. He tries to pass over to Barr. That's just a little bit long. Barr now picks it up. He's skating it around behind the net. He's looking for someone out front. He wraps it around. He shoots it. He scores! He picks that puck up over the corner after that missed pass, skates it around behind the net for the wraparound and scores. 2-2, even game now. Minute and 28 seconds left in the first period. Face-offs pushed forward by Katava. Lynette comes in to help. Guardians run into each other, and Admirals now have a clean day, shoot it on net. That's hit right into the chest of wall and picked up by Higgy. Higgy now skating it out of the zone. He's got some speed. He's going all the way through. He enters the zone, takes a shot, hits off the post, and into the far corner. Admirals now coming out with it. Higgy back, trying to hold him to the outside. Higgy pushes him to the outside. He now starts to skate it, and that pass is broken up by Higgy. Higgy now passes it out to Lynette. Lynette with the puck. He's now skating up the boards. Lynette enters the zone. He's taken on by two guys. He gets around him. He's going around behind the net. He's then passed it up front, but that's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now skating it out of their net. Quickly pursued by Katava. That puck's broken up. Got a collision down here at center ice. Katava picks it up and enters the zone. He now skates it around. He's trying to get it to the net, fires it, but that deflects off a skate. Now Campbell picks it up. He's going around behind the net with speed. He's looking. He looks it over. He's trying to get over Katava, hops over a stick. Cronlin then has to try to hold his own, which he's able to. Throws it back down deep. Admirals now pick it up just about behind their net. They throw it up. Now battle on the half wall. Algrim's able to step in and hold that puck. He's now skating it behind the net. He's now looking. He goes cross ice to his defense. Cronlin then throws it deep in the zone, but that's going to be the horn, ending the first period. We are getting squared up to start the second period. Tie game 2-2. Admirals win the draw back to their defense. They start to skate it through, trying to gain that red line. Bars takes him out. Algrim now picks up the puck after that collision. He's got a lane to the net. He steps around one guy. He shoots, hits off the post, and goes wide. Cronlin now able to pick it up. He dumps it in down behind the net. Algrim back there to retrieve. Algrim steps back. He steps around one guy. He then hits it, tries to push it through. Barden tries to backhand, but that's blocked. Admirals now coming back the other way. Morvacek pushing him to the outside. That's stripped away. Got another collision. Algrim goes down. Morvacek then rims it around the boards. Cronlin trying to get to it, not able to get it. Barr then able to get to the sideboards. He hits it. That's going to be a little long. That's going to be an icing. Face-off will be back in the Guardian zone. Tava in to take the draw. That's pushed forward. And Lynette hustles out. They're able to poke check it. He loses the stick in the process. Admirals are now able to fire it back. They rim it all the way around the boards behind the net. And that's pushed up to the half wall. Lynette now picks it up. Sorry, that's Heggie with the puck. He skates it. He enters the zone. He passes into the middle. Tava's there. He's not able to hold on to it. Lynette now picks it up. He loses it on the half wall, and Admirals start to leave the zone. They pass into the middle, but Campbell's there to break that up. He then has his pocket picked. Admiral comes away with it. They're now starting to move it up the ice. They pass it long. Lynette's in pursuit, trying to get possession. That comes back to Higgy. Higgy then bounces it around one guy. Now battling on the half wall in their own zone. Tava steps in to help out. Puck's now starting to move around into the corner. They're able to push it up. Now Campbell with the puck. He's taking it fast on the outside. He's got a shot. He shoots. That hits into the chest of the goaltender, and he seals it up. We got Algrim, Amos. That comes out to Amos. Amos then passes it to Algrim. Algrim now tries to get it deep in the zone. He gets it. He's now skating. He has it poked away into the corner. He retrieves it again. He's now circling around, still in control of the puck, but that's taken away by the Admirals. Admirals now goes cross ice. That's a little long, and Cronlin's now trying to chase down. That shot, that goes off the side of the goal. Cronlin now picks it up. He's skating up the half wall. He gets it up to Amos. Amos now passes it over to Algrim, but that's broken up by the Admirals. Admirals now start to circle and come back the other way. O'Brien trying to hustle, cut him off. He stops him, and they're able to get it back in the middle of the ice. That's picked off by Amos. Amos now dumps it. He's able to get it out of the zone. He's got a man up the ice. He passes it to O'Brien. O'Brien now entering the zone. He pokes it away. Puck's now loose in front of the net, picked up by Admirals. They circle around their net. They pass it out to the winger. Barr's there, able to get it back deep in the zone. He comes back to pressure. They go behind their net, D to D. And they're able to get out of the zone. Moravicek goes down. He's able to get it back. Now Barr's trying to hold it here on the neutral zone. Campbell enters the zone. He's taking it to the outside. He's looking for a spot. Middle, pass it through. Barr shot. That just blockered away by the goaltender. Guardians then go try to back to the D, but that comes out of the zone. Puck comes cross ice to Barr. Barr now has a lane in the net. He shoots. Deflection. Loose puck out in front. Kicked out of there by Admiral defense. Puck now comes back into the neutral zone. Moravicek back. He gets it back to Cronlin. Cronlin then passes it up to Campbell. Campbell now skating it through the neutral zone. Campbell now has it. He takes a pass. He passes it over. That's tipped by the defender. Puck's now in front. Nobody's there. Barr now trying to get back to the puck. He's got it. He's going to circle back. He ventures back into the zone. He's trying to get it over to Higgy. That doesn't come through. Puck's now thrown up to our defense. Kicked over by Cronlin. Cronlin then gets it to Catava. Catava now shoots. That stick saved over into the corner and thrown back to our defense. Defense are back. They're regrouping in our neutral zone. They go D to D to Higgy. Higgy now passes it up. That's a little long. Goes over into the zone. Campbell now able to get to that loose puck. He steps around one guy and passes it back to Higgy. Higgy now throws it back to Campbell. Campbell now battling on the half wall. He's able to get out. He's going to the net. He passes it out front. Puck's loose in front. And that's going to be cleared out, but had to be played by the goaltender. Higgy back to retrieve in our zone. So we got a line change, pass all the way across ice. And O'Brien's able to get to it and dump it deep down into the zone. Admirals pick it up. They're looking for an outlet pass. That's broken up by Lynette. Now Algrim there. Lynette's re-engaging, coming back in. Higgy steps up to hold the zone. He steps around one guy. He's got it on his backhand, able to dump it down in the corner. Admirals pick it up. They start to skate it out of their zone, and they throw it up. That goes back to Simonson. Simonson cuts back the other way. He's able to get out of the zone and throw it up the boards. Lynette's tripped up. And Algrim's now, they go D to D. The Admirals step around. They're able to get it out of their zone. They're now skating it through the neutral zone, but that's picked off. O'Brien now going the other way. He passes it over to Lynette. That hits off his skate and goes down into the corner. Lynette now able to get it behind the net. Throws it out front. Shot. That goes wide. Now Admirals pick it up. They're starting to skate it out of their zone. They dump it in. So that's going to be tipped. No ice. Higgy now picks it up. He's skating it out of the corner. He starts to gain some speed. He pokes it around, gets it over to Lynette. Lynette then goes back to Simonson. Simonson now able to step around one guy, and he's going into the zone. He's got a little room. He's going to try to go through, but he's taken down by two guys, and that's going to be a penalty on the Admirals for body check. Nine minutes, 9 seconds left in the second period. Guardians will go on a power play. Face off in the Admiral zone. Tava taking the draw. That's one over to Amos. Amos now with the puck. He passed it over, but that's intercepted by Admirals. That puck comes loose. Campbell's able to pick it up. Campbell's now taking it wide, entering the zone. He gets around one guy. He's hold on. He's good puck protection. Takes it around the net. He's looking for opportunity. He's mohawking. He passes it over to Moravicek. Moravicek then sticks it up. He backhands it in front of the net, but that's pushed out by Admirals into the neutral zone. Campbell's now back to pass it around. He's got He passes it over to Amos. Amos can't hold on, and puck goes down in the far corner. Amos in pursuit. Puck goes behind the net, picked up by Campbell. Campbell comes around. He's got room. He shoots. He scores! Amos putting pressure on in the far corner. Puck comes out. Campbell picks it up. He's able to skate around, find an opening. Gets it into the middle of the ice, takes a shot, beats the goaltender. That puts them up by 1. 8 minutes, 24 seconds left in the second period. Faceoffs push forward. Barr's now chasing down. He's going to be able to hopefully beat that defense. He pushes. He's battling real hard. And Admirals are able to come out with it. They pass it through. That's held by Simonson. Simonson now throws it deep in the zone. Barr comes in. They throw it in behind the net. Algrim's there trying to get to it. The Admirals come out. Then it's intercepted. Puck's loose in front of the net, but Admirals are able to take it away. The Admirals now moving through the neutral zone. That puck's poked away. Now Barr with the puck. He's got a guy with him. He tries to go through. That's poked away and gone into the far corner. He skates it around. That puck comes out. Now Campbell get it. He steps around one guy. Barr moves to the front of the net. Campbell down in the corner. Algrim now moves in. He's got a couple guys on him. That puck's kicked out to Simonson. Simonson trying to hold the zone. Battle right here on the blue line. That kicks out. Now Campbell trying to step around one guy. He's got a shot. He shoots. That's deflected up over the net. Now Barr picks it up in the corner. He passes it out to Higgy. Higgy now passes it over to Campbell. Campbell now with it in front of the net. Passes it to Algrim. He takes a shot. That's stopped by the goaltender. Now Admirals picks up the rebound, skating out of the zone. That's going to be an icing. Well, they waved that off. That should have been an icing, but Higgy's able to pick it up in his zone. He's then passed it up the boards to Barr. Barr now, their defense goes down. He's trying to chip it around, but not able. Algrim now trying to get control of the puck right here in front on the blue line. That comes back. Battle at center ice. Admirals are able to come out with it. They step now into the middle of the ice. They take a shot. That goes wide, deflected off the glove wall. Higgy now pushes it around, trying to get it out. That kicks back into the zone, and that's picked up by Simonson. Simonson now skating around the net. He passes it up. That's just a little long, but it comes out in the neutral zone. Admirals pick it up. They're going to regroup. They go D to D. Lynette's coming right off the bench, trying to intercept that pass, just not able to get there. Guardians now come cross ice to Campbell. Campbell now enters the zone. He skates it out to the outside. He's now looking to get in the middle, pass it through. That's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now skating it out. Good back check by Katava. Puck sits right on the blue line, picked up by Lynette. Lynette now trying to get it in down deep. He's able to maintain possession. He's now starting to skate it around the net, tries to cut back the other way, but has the puck poked away. Katava then moves in, passes it out to Cronlund. Cronlund catches on a backhand, passes it over to Brian. Brian steps around one guy, able to regain control. He's now skating around. He's behind the net. He's got Lynette. He moves it over to Lynette. Lynette now moves it to O'Brien. Takes a shot. That's deflected out front. Cronlund now steps in, and he starts to get it in. He dumps it in down deep into the zone. Katava's in to tie him up. Now O'Brien's trying to stop the puck coming from up the half wall. He steps around one guy. He's now coming to the net. He's got a guy in the back. He gets it right out front, but that's deflected out. And Admirals are able to pick it up in the top of the zone there. So Lynette's trying to hold him up. Moravicek then steps over. Lynette picks up the puck. He's going to get called for a hook. Guardians will go on the penalty kill. Puck's one and then shot up high out of the air, and that's picked up by Campbell. Campbell then is taken out. No call.
Hey, wave another icing off though.
Admirals now, they pass over the arc side. They got a lane to the net. He takes a shot. That's pushed aside by Wall. Simonson now behind the net. He tries to go high up off the glass, but that's intercepted by the defense. They're able to push it back down in deep. That comes right out to the defense. He takes a shot. That shot goes wide. Now they got it around the net. Algrim's able to pick that puck up. He's trying to get out of the zone, but that's intercepted. Now Simonson, he has it, and he dumps it down the ice. That's going to be on net. Goalie's going to be forced to play it, and he covers it up as Campbell is right there. 38 seconds left on the penalty kill. Guardians up by 1. 4 minutes, 18 seconds left in the second period. Admirals pick up that draw as they start to leave the zone. They're skating it up the far side. That's going to be offsides. Faceoff's won by the Guardians. They throw it out into the neutral zone. Their defense steps up. Now Catawba with the puck. He's trying to get it in down deep. He's quickly covered by 2 guys. Admirals now pick it up in the corner. They skate it around their net. He cuts back the other way. It's broken up by Catawba. Catawba now trying to wrap around. He shoots. That just goes wide. Admirals now pass it up the half wall. Campbell's there trying to hold it in. Now Morvacek stepping in, trying to hold this zone. 1 minute left. Guardians are now full strength. Linnette's on the ice. He's skating all the way over to the bench. Puck's broken up. Comes out with the Admirals. Admirals now entering the zone. He's got it middle. He shoots. That goes wide. They come back to their D. He tries to put it on net. That's deflected off into the far corner. Catawba in, trying to get control of the puck along with Cronlin. Battling down the corner. He's hand passing. Linnette now trying to get it out. Pucks now come back to the Admirals. They pass it up the ice, and they dump it in. Puck's right on the blue line. Morvacek's able to pass it out. They pass it back to their D to regroup. They step up. They pass it back into center ice. They now move it, tries the middle, but that's blocked. Now Campbell's going to pick that up. He starts to enter the zone. He gets it to the outside. He's going to cut back, try to come back the other way. Puck's still on his feet. And that's pushed around back. Algrim's going to be able to pick that puck up. He now starts to skate it around the outside of the zone and now dumps it in behind the net. And we're going to get a call on the Admirals for a hook. That'll put the Guardians on the power play. Face-off will be in the Admiral zone. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the second period. Face-off's won. Passes over to Higgy. Higgy now takes a shot. That's the loose out front. Goaltender's able to cover it up. So that's good play. One right over to the half wall. Passed it back out to Higgy. Gets a shot. Flex out a little bit. Just not able to get it home. Face-off will come over to the other side. As Guardians regroup to try it again. Bars one over to Bart. He comes back. Gives it to Higgy. Higgy now pass it cross ice to Simonson. Simonson now has it on his backhand. He decides to go and throw it in deep in the zone. O'Brien now picks it up. Algrim's now on the half wall trying to get it. O'Brien picks his pocket. He skates it through the middle. That kicks out to Higgy. Higgy now has some room. He steps around. One guy comes back through. He's got a toe drag shot. Hits the post. Hits the crossbar. And Admirals are starting to come out the other way. Bar loses his stick. Puck's now coming through. Now picked up by Algrim. Algrim now skating it to the outside. And he dumps it in deep. Bar now in pursuit behind the net, trying to get control of that puck. He stops it away. He tries to get it. He gets it to O'Brien. Shot. That's sealed up. That's covered shot. Puck's loose. Puck's still loose in front of the net and able to be covered up. Puck's battling around the circle. Admirals come out with it. They try to throw it up. That's held in by Cronlin. That was not out. Ref calls offsides. That was not out. Face-off will come just outside the Guardians or the Admiral zone.
See if you can get an icing right.
Puck's drawn over to the boards here. Admirals now start to push it up the ice. That puck's kicked down deep into the Guardian zone. It's picked up by Moravcek. Moravcek circles around. He passes it over to Lynette. Lynette's trying to pick it up off the boards. He then passes it over to Campbell. Campbell's able to now enter the zone. He takes a shot. That's bounced off. Deflection by Lynette. He's not able to get a good stick on it, and puck goes down behind the net. Campbell now battling on the half wall. That kicks out to Tava. Now back to Campbell. Campbell's got some room. He's skating around. He's got along the boards going around behind the net. He now cuts back one way. He's got opportunity, shoots, and that's sealed up by the goaltender. .37 seconds left in the second period. Face off in the Admiral zone. Moravcek pushed in for the shot. Admirals win that back to their defense and then throw it around the boards. Lynette now hustling over, trying to push that puck back in deep. Out by Katava. Admirals now start to skate it around their net. They push it up to the half wall. As Admirals start to leave the zone, they push out to Cronlund. Cronlund now able to have some room. He starts to skate it up the ice. He's got room. He tries to get it over. Defense is able to swat that back into the half wall. Campbell now picks the puck up. He tries to get it out front. No one's home. Lynette shot by Campbell. Goaltender's able to stick that one away. Puck comes back in the neutral zone, and that's going to be the end of the second period. Guardians up by 1, 3-2, as we move into the third.
I was just saying I should have.
We're now getting set to start the third period. Guardians win the draw back to Higgy. Higgy goes back in his own zone. He's going to regroup. He tries to go. He mishandles a little bit. Puck's now loose in front of the net. Amos now trying to poke that puck away. But that comes through. That goes right through the crease. Higgy's now in the far corner to pick it up. He passes it up to O'Brien. O'Brien then moves it into the middle of the ice, trying to get it to his center. Amos picks it up on the far side. He gains the red line, tries to get it up to Algrim. Algrim now skating through. That puck's wrapped around. Brian's there. He stops it. Algrim then comes in to help out. He's able to pass it into the middle, but that's deflected and thrown out into the neutral zone by the Admirals. Simonson picks it up. He goes cross ice to Higgy. Higgy now starts to look up ice. He passes it to Amos. Amos not able to hold on to it. Algrim now trying to beat the defenseman. The Admirals come away with it, and they pass it up. We're going to have a penalty here for tripping. That will put the Guardians on the penalty kill. 14:06 left in the third period. Tava in to take the draw. Barr is able to get it off the draw. He's starting to skate it to the outside. He's going to try to beat that defense. He says stop, and then he throws it in deep. Admirals go back into their zone to retrieve. Catawba's putting pressure on. They move it up the sidewall. Barr then tries to get in. That puck's then moved into the middle. They take a shot on net. That's kick saved out by Wall. Conlon now battling in the corner. Two Guardians down in the corner, trying to get control of that puck. Admirals now trying to step around. They got control. They bring it around behind the net. He sends it around. He takes a shot. That goes back behind the net. Admirals pick it up in the corner. Tava now behind the net. That's picked up by the Admirals. That's poked away by Morvacek. Morvacek now gets it over. Cronlin's able to get a hold. Cronlin's now starting to skate out of the zone. That comes up to Catawba. He's not able to hold on to it. Cronlin now picks it up at center ice. He's coming through. He dumps it in deep. Barr now goes into the zone to put pressure on as they pass it up the boards. That comes back to Cronlin. Cronlin fires it back deep into the zone. 18 seconds left on the penalty kill for the Guardians as they control it. Barr now circles in behind the net. He's got control of the puck. He passes it out to Cronlin. Cronlin tries to kick it with a skate, but that comes out of the zone. Morvacek picks it up. He passes it up to Cronlin. Cronlin now gives it to Algrim. Algrim now enters the zone. He's got some room. He cuts into the middle of the ice. He takes a shot, but he goes down and deflected into the far corner. That's picked up by Lynette. Lynette circles back the other way. He comes through, cuts it back to the middle, passes it over, but that's deflected. That comes back to Cronlin. Cronlin picks it up on his backhand. He then passes it down into the zone. Puck then comes back to Cronlin. Cronlin steps around one guy and has to go back into the zone. Admirals pick it up in the far corner here. Comes back to Cronlin one more time. He passes it up, trying to get it to the middle of the net. O'Brien. Now that puck comes out of the zone. That's picked up by Algrim. Algrim now circles around in the neutral zone. He passes it up to Lynette. Lynette catches that on his backhand, cuts back to the middle. That's broken up, picked up by Algrim. Algrim now passes it over through the middle. That's broken up by Admirals. That comes back to the point. Cronlin tries to take a shot. That goes wide, picked up by the Guardians. Admirals now pick it up at the top of the zone. They're starting to come out with speed. Cronlin now steps up, tries to push him out. He poke checks the puck into the far wall. Now Lynette's back. He picks it up in the corner. And he starts to skate it out. He comes out in front of the net. Now moving it out of his zone up through center ice. He's able to get into the middle. Now he goes to the outside. Skating around, takes a shot. That goes through. Puck loose in front of the net, and that's kicked out of there by the Admirals. Admirals now pick it up in their corner and throw it back to their defense. They wrap it around, back up the same wall. Still passing back and forth. And they're able to go cross ice. Puck still in the zone. Guardians still able to hold it, but it kicks out. Catawba now battling on the wall on the far side. Higgy picks it up, and he throws it. That's intercepted by Amos. Amos now has a breakaway. He takes it to his backhand to forehand, takes a shot, and that's saved by the goaltender. They rim it around the boards and start to come out of the zone. That's stopped by Campbell. Campbell now picks up the puck. He's wrapping around. He's trying to hold on to it, and that's stripped away by the defender. Admirals then fire it down the ice. That's not going to be enough for an icing. Higgy has to go back to retrieve. He circles around. He regroups. He passes it up to Amos. Amos then deflects it. He's checked down by the Guardians, then picked up by Catawba. Catawba now skating it out of his zone. He steps around one guy. He's able to get over center ice. He then passes it to Amos. Amos was able to get to that. And Admirals come back the other way. They pass it in the middle of the ice. Nobody's there but Higgy. Higgy intercepts. He passes it up, trying to get to Amos. Amos pokes that puck away, picked up by Campbell. Campbell's got speed. He goes around the outside. He shoots. That's kicked out by the goaltender. And he's able to pick that back up. Admirals now intercept. They're coming out of the zone. Simonson hustling, trying to keep him to the outside. He takes a shot, and that's gloved by Wall. Alderman take the draw. That's one back into the corner. Conlon goes back to retrieve. He skates it around his net. He gets it up to O'Brien. O'Brien now trying to get it up the bar. Picked up by Algrim. Algrim now skating it through. He has that poked away. O'Brien now skating to the puck. Battling down in the corner. Algrim with it. He's trying to get it to the front. He has that poked away. Admirals now start to come back the other way as they enter the zone. That's broken up by the defense and picked up by Morvacek. Morvacek now coming through. He's got room. He's taking it up the far side. He's going to try to get it to the net. He takes a shot. That goes into the chest of the goaltender and sealed up. Face off in the Admiral zone. And that's picked up by the Admirals. They start to skate to the other zone. Heggy's now starting to step up. They're forced to dump it in. Simonson now goes back in the corner to retrieve. Admirals, puck's loose now in front of the net, but that kicks back in the corner. Heggy picks it up. He's starting to skate it out. He steps around one guy. He's kind of tangled up, able to get it up to Katava. Katava now moving. He's trying to get it. He's not able to get a lot on it. Now Lynette picks it up. He skates it back. He's trying to regroup. He gets it into the middle of the ice. He's got some traffic to get through, and that's poked away. Katava now picks it up. That's going to be offsides. Puck's won by the Guardians. They're trying to enter the zone. Campbell with the puck. He drops it to Lynette. Lynette now shoves it back to Campbell. Campbell now skating it to the front of the net. Puck's loose. That's kicked out of there by the Admirals defense. Heggy now takes and dumps it into deep down to Campbell. Campbell now battling in the far corner. Admirals come out with it. They shove it up the boards. Heggy's there to hold. He throws it back in. That puck's going to rim around, go behind the net. Campbell's going to get there first. Now they're tied up right behind the net. Tava coming in to come out, but Admirals come out with it. They then pass it into the middle of the ice. That goes all the way to the far side. Admirals now skating it through the neutral zone. He tries to put it on net, but he whiffs, and then Campbell picks it up going back the other way. He's got two defenders to get through. He pushes to the outside, comes back around the net, tries to wrap around, but that's stuffed by the defenseman. Simonson then steps up, able to hold his own. Campbell then tries a centering pass, but that's blocked, goes back into the corner. Admirals then throw it around their net, goes into the half wall. They throw it down. Conlon then fires it back into the zone. Now a battle. They're right there on the half wall. Admirals come away with it. They now starting to leave the zone, skating it through the neutral zone. Conlon there. And Campbell. He comes to the outside. He tries to throw it on net. That goes into the far corner. Conlon then pokes it around the defender. Up to Amos. Amos now pushes it up. Admirals regrouping. They go D to D. They now try to go cross ice. That's intercepted by Amos, then moved up to Algrim. Algrim now has the puck, goes into the Admiral zone. He's got the outside. He's coming around. He's going to go. He tries to get it front shot. That's blocked by the goaltender and sealed up. It's like the ref's going to take both players for roughing.
Real smart, ref.
6 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third period. Puck's drawn into the half wall. The Admirals pick it up. They throw it all the way around. Bar's there on the other side to pick it up. He passes it out to Morvacek. Morvacek then fires it deep in the zone. That rims around the net. Both teams battling in the corner just behind the net. Still battling. That puck starts to come out. Picked up by the Guardians. Guardians then go cross ice to Morvacek at the point. He passes over to Barr. Barr shoots. And that's a goal! Puck comes out of the corner, over to Morvacek. Morvacek passes it up to Barr. Barr has a one-timer. That puts the Guardians up by 2 with 5 minutes and 44 seconds left. That was great puck movement by the Guardians, able to get that over to Morvacek. Barr there sitting there for the one-timer, able to clap that one in. That's a huge goal. Face-offs. Pushed over into the wall. Admirals pick it up. Now picked up by the Guardians. Guardians now skating it through. They get it through the middle of the ice. Puck's loose in front of the net. Goalie's able to cover it up.
Shut up!
Puck's drawn back just too far for Higgy to reach. Comes back to the neutral zone, and they got to regroup. He passes it over to Simonson. He picks it up on the wall and starts to enter the zone. He goes down. Now Admirals pick up the puck, skate it around behind their net. He's quickly taken on by 2 Guardians. But Admirals are able to strip that away. They're now starting to skate it out of their zone. Now we got some traffic here in the neutral zone. Campbell's able to pick it up. He comes over, gets to the outside. He's trying to enter the zone. He's still got possession of the puck. He's cutting back into the middle. He's got room. He's looking far side. He gets into the middle. Shot. Tava not able to get a lot on it. Slides slowly into the goaltender, and he's able to cover it up. Face-off down in the Admiral zone. Puck's one to the sidewall. Picked up by the Admirals defense. He shoves it up the boards. That's deflected. Now picked up by Algrim. Algrim has a shot. That's out loose out front. They throw it out. That comes back to Cronlund. Cronlund now goes D to D, but that's intercepted by the Admirals. Admirals now skating it through neutral ice. They get in the middle. They fire it, but that hits Morvacek. They're then able to trying to get the rebound. That comes out to the point. They take a shot. Traffic in front. Puck's loose. Trying to get that puck out. They backhand. That's blocked by Wall. Puck's still loose in front of the net. Controlled. They're trying to get another shot. That comes through. Puck goes wide into the corner. They throw it back out front. That goes all the way through into the wall. That's picked up by their defense. They throw it back on net. Algrim's able to intercept that puck. Now we got a 3-on-2 here. Algrim skates it to the outside. He shoots. That hits off the side of the net. Almost looked like it went in. Picked up. Shot on net. That's sealed up by the goaltender. That'll be it for the penalty, for the coincidental penalties. Still 5-on-5 hockey. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in the third period. Tava in to take the draw in the Admiral zone. That's pushed forward. Centers get tied up. Now O'Brien trying to get it into the middle of the ice. He's hooked. Higgy takes a slap shot from the point. That gets all the way through the goalie, but sticked away. Admirals now skated around their net. They pass it out to the top of the zone. They're now looking to go cross ice. That's intercepted. Campbell then collides with one of the Admirals, but Admirals able to pick it up. They dump it down deep in the zone. That puck's ribbing around. Higgy's going back behind his net to retrieve. Higgy stops, cuts back the other way, then throws it up the boards to Lynette. Lynette trying to win that battle on the half wall, comes back to Higgy. Higgy then throws it back up to Lynette, and he's able to kick that puck out in the neutral zone. Admirals now trying to regroup. That's picked up by Simonson. Simonson with the puck. He's able to dump that puck down in deep. Catawba now battling in the corner. He's got 2 Admirals on him. Campbell's coming in to help out. He's tripped. That's going to be a call on the Admirals. And Guardians will go on the power play. Two minutes, 48 seconds left in the third period. Guardians will go on the power play. Puck's 1-2. O'Brien. O'Brien then shoots it back to Cronlin. Cronlin has time. He passes it over to Morvacek. Morvacek now skates it over, passes it back to Cronlin. Cronlin escapes. He gets it over to Morvacek. Morvacek now has room to walk in. He skates the outside, then throws it in the middle. We're going to have a whistle. Face-off will come outside of the Guardians or of the Admirals zone. That's one back to the defense by the Admirals. Guardians forced to regroup. Campbell with it. He passes it back to Cronlin. Cronlin then moves it over to Morvacek. Morvacek up to O'Brien. O'Brien now enters the zone. He passes it up to Algrim. Algrim steps around one guy, tries to get a shot, but he gets it taken away. Now O'Brien with the puck. He steps around one guy, toe drags around another, then takes a shot. That's sealed up by the goaltender. I don't think they started it. I think they're running time off. I don't think they started it. I think they're running time off. Because I'm at 151. Puck comes back to Barr. Barr circling. He goes cross ice to Algrim. Algrim now with it. He shoots it on net. That goes wide. Campbell there to pick it up on the half wall. He's circling around top of the zone. He drops it off to Higgy. Higgy now able to get control. He throws it towards the net. Puck's loose in front. They throw it back into the sidewall. Admirals pick it up. They throw it in. That puck comes out. Simonson now regrouping. He passes over to Barr. Barr now entering the zone. He stops, and that's going to be offsides. Skated into the zone. Looks like now we're going to have a timeout.
For what? You haven't had possession of the puck yet. Waste everybody's time. Oh my God. I think we could play them 4 on 6. And it's the same. I'm taking a timeout. You're motivating them by yelling at them some more or what?
Both teams putting together a game plan for the last minute 52 of this game. Guardians still have 34 seconds left of power play. Face-off will be just outside of the Admiral zone. Guardians do their battle cry as they start to enter into the face-off, followed by the Admirals. Puck's one over to Campbell. Campbell tries to get it into the zone. He now comes about. He's trying to get to the outside. He's taken down, then dumps it in deep. Puck's wrapping around. Barr's in pursuit behind the net. They then pass it around, comes to the half wall as they start to leave the zone. They then pass it up. That comes to Campbell. Campbell now skating it through the neutral zone. Guardians are on sides. He takes a shot, and that's sealed up by the goaltender. Puck's one back to Campbell. Campbell now circling the zone. He gets it in behind the net. He then cuts back the other way. He passes out to Barr. Algrim, or Katava. Barr's trying to poke that away. Campbell's able to get to it and hold the zone. He then passes it back to Higgy. Higgy fires it on net. That's deflected. Comes to Barr. Barr now throws it around to Campbell. Campbell picks it up on the wall. He passes it back to Higgy. Higgy now has some space. He walks it in, shoots. That's deflected off a skate. Now Barr trying to hold the zone, but they're able to deflect it off the glass and out. Simonson back to retrieve. He passes it over to Higgy. Higgy now passes it. They got to open net. He takes a shot. Defender's able to deflect it away into the corner. They then throw it all the way down the ice. That's deflected by Higgy. Higgy that steps around one guy, two guys. He's still got control. Toe drags around a third. Takes a shot. Hits off a skate. Guardians try to put it in. And that's a goal. I believe that's put in by either Catava or Barr. I'm not sure who actually hit it over the line. Might have been Catava. So what a play by Higgy. He steps around 3 to 4 guys there right on the blue line. Able to get it to the net. Hits off a skate. And I think Catava put it in. Algrim wins the draw. He's got the puck. He throws it on net. That just goes wide. Not going to be an icing. Conlon now holds the blue line. O'Brien with the puck. He's skating it around. Net's still empty. O'Brien's still with it. He passes it back to Morvacek. Morvacek unable to hold the zone. He's having trouble. He's still battling right there at center ice. That kicks up to Algrim, and that's going to be the end of the third period. Guardians will win this one 5-2. And that'll wrap up a weekend. Boys played incredibly well. We're all proud of them. Now lining up to shake hands, and that'll complete the weekend. So I just want to say thank you for watching. And that is